We have been missionaries in Nepal, formerly as BBF missionaries, since the year 2000. David Freeman, missionary to Nepal. Population of Nepal right now is about 23 million. It is basically a very young population because of the life expectancy in Nepal compared to other nations in the world is very low. Nepal follows the paradigm of Eastern religions where people basically are born into their religious practice. There are basically two main religions in Nepal. One is Hinduism, and for centuries Nepal was a Hindu kingdom where the religion was actually the basis of their government and their way of life. Buddhism is the other main religion of Nepal. They're about 95% Hindu and about 4 or 5% Buddhist. Hinduism is a religion that follows more of a form out of a sense to please gods. There are about 300 million gods. They're mainly trying to appease a god through a ritual that they think has been instituted or ordained by this god. I would say probably most Nepalis, if you were to ask them on the street what are the doctrines or the dogmas of Hinduism, they wouldn't know. It's more of a situation where people just from generation to generation follow the tradition of their family, really not knowing intrinsically what the religion teaches as to matters of sin or eternal life or gods or anything like that. In a Hindu family, the youngest son is worshipped as a god. Now our pastor, Jivan Sharma, is the youngest son of his family. So for instance, when his father died, it fell upon him. He had to shave his head. He had to go down into the Bagmati River at the cremation site where his father was being cremated and sweep the ashes into the river and drink the holy water of the river and so on and so forth. Every year he's worshipped. His 2 older brothers and his 2 older sisters are not born-again believers, and every year at the same time they contact him to give him flowers or give him do the things to him that they're supposed to do to worship him as a god because he is the baby brother. And one of the things Jivan will do at this time is he will tell his brothers and his sister and his mother, you haven't come to bless me. Let me as a believer of Jesus Christ bless you. And then he'll give them the gospel of Jesus Christ. Buddhism is an ascetic religion where they believe in self-denial. And so they will do a lot of things to promote a form of self-denial, such as the practices around the Temple of the All-Seeing Eye. This morning we're at the Temple of the All-Seeing Eye in Kathmandu, the Bodha Stupa. I'm walking among hundreds of people as they do their morning devotions here at the temple. At prayer wheels to my left, many people are carrying beads. In order to do their daily devotions, people must walk around the stupa in a clockwise fashion. In order to see their faces when they worship, however, you've got to walk in a counterclockwise way. And that's just a very good picture of the way that we have to present the gospel many times to these people. What we present to them of Jesus Christ goes against their culture, goes against their religion, sometimes even against their family. Yet it must be done if we're going to give them a picture of the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ. Buddhism is very connected to the spirit of the ancestors that have gone on. So when they touch these wheels or they do their prayers, they're really not praying to a supreme being. They're praying to these ancestors or for these ancestors as they have moved on into the spirit world, therefore paving a way for themselves to enter this world properly. Most people in Nepal are very interested in religion. And Hinduism has been such an oppressive religion, very ritualistic, very oppressive in nature, very pagan, very base, that people are very interested in things such as the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood and the love that comes through Jesus Christ. Missionaries have never been granted permission to come to Nepal, even to this day. So there are many hundreds of people that have come from various countries doing missionary work in Nepal, but they have to come under different types of visas in order to get there to do it. Once you're in Nepal, you can freely do the work of a missionary. You can start a church, you can build an orphanage, you can do it, you can hold Bible studies freely. You're just not granted the permission to come with the expectation of doing missionary work and given that type of visa. We felt the call of the Lord to go in 1998, moved there in 2000. Since that time, we've had established one church in Kathmandu. We have a mission church in a far western region, about 300 miles from Kathmandu, and we are currently attempting to start another mission in far eastern Nepal, about 250 miles away from the city. All countries are unique. That's a given. We understand that all cultures are unique. But for some reason, this small piece of land tucked away in the Himalayas has been the birthplace of two of the 5 major religions of the world that oppose Christianity. So the need that is presented is one that is a spiritual nature of people that have been in spiritual darkness for years and years. There are physical needs there. Nepal is one of the poorest countries in the world. But if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, if you go as a Christian, you won't be there very long before you see that the greatest need of the Nepali people is the fact that they still remain in spiritual darkness. The opportunity to preach the gospel is there. It's just that there are tens of thousands of people who are literally searching and looking for something. They don't know what it is. I won't say that they're looking for Christ because they don't know that that's what they're looking for, but they are. A young person might consider the fact that they would have the opportunity to go to a place and minister to a place where, as Paul said, no man has gone before. And the opportunities are great, the challenges are great, but the benefits and the spiritual rewards are great. So that's the challenge I would give those that are thinking about service on the mission field for Jesus Christ concerning Nepal.